Habiba Kahinde. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm fine. Thank you. Thanks. It's really nice to see you guys again.
So without much ado, I want to welcome Camilla Nontra.
Yay!
Oh my goodness. I should come to you every day when I'm feeling when I need.
Correct. This is Sudan.
Wow.
Sudan. Believe it or not, Sudan has more pyramids than Egypt.
Interesting.
Begin to think in a Pan-African way, because they now see that their conditions are not just about that local space, but the condition is linked to all of the other.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. How you doing? How you doing this morning? We have, as you can see, we have a special guest with us. She's really full of energy, full of life. And want to first start by welcome to the Pan-Africana Show.
Thank you so much for having me.
I want to start by thanking God for this morning. By Him we live, we move, and we have our being. And I'm going to hand over to my illustrious co-host, Jesse.
Well, thank you all for meeting us. I know you could have been anywhere in the streets partying with the election results, but you're here with us. So
I'm with you, my African brothers. Yes. There is no way to party than with my brothers.
So I just want to start off first. I want to acknowledge the big story before we get into our discussion. The big story, if you hadn't heard, roughly about 30 minutes ago or so, Joseph R. Biden, and the R stands for Rondell. You know what I'm saying? That's good. Joseph Biden has.
That sounds like a brother's name.
He has won the presidency of the United States after winning the state of Pennsylvania, which has been at odds for roughly the past week. Also, Kamala Harris becomes the first female and first Black vice president of the United States. And she's a Howard grad, so everybody who went to any HBCU is celebrating right now, giving some validity, because everybody likes to play out our degrees sometimes.
Yeah.
So I want to first start off by thanking Black people generally, particularly Black people in Milwaukee, Detroit, Atlanta, Philadelphia. Y'all came, y'all showed out, and the media will not give you credit. They're not going to give you credit for saving Joe Biden's career, but y'all did your thing. I think people were tired and we're ready to move on from the 4 years that we've been going through. So the victory is ours, no matter what the media tries to tell you in their analytics today. But there are a million media sources that are going to tell you all about the election and break all that stuff down. That's not what we do, right? We're here to build a bridge and connect the diaspora. And we have somebody amazing joining us today. I am excited. I've been having conversations with this person all week, and she is full of energy. She is hilarious. I just like to welcome to the show, Chaya Lev. How you doing?
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me. I kind of sound, excuse me, I'm a little bit hoarse, but thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited to be on. I feel like we're going to unpack a lot of stuff. A whole lot.
Absolutely.
We done packed it up, team. I'm ready.
All right. Let's get it rolling.
Yeah. I just want to start off and give you an opportunity to introduce yourself to the audience and tell us where you're from.
So, hi guys, my name is Chaya Lev. I'm an American girl. I'm born and raised in Southern California. I was actually born in LA County Hospital, but I'm from Pasadena. And yes, yes, shout out to the Dodgers and to the Lakers, Kobe, from the heavens. So I definitely want to definitely give, so much to my favorite. I'm a baseball fan. Grew up watching it, but I lived in Dallas. And now I live in Israel. I'm a 47-year-old queen, just living my best life, just trying to be a good person and just live on that, just humanity, humility, just basic. It's just basic,
So this is amazing. When I first heard this, I was like, there are Black people living in Israel. I need to talk to someone.
Why do Black people have to act like this? Let me tell you, there is not. I was in Germany in the airport, and Black people are everywhere in this world.
Yeah.
We can go from everything. Everywhere. So please, it's definitely not Israel is no different. We're everywhere. But yeah, there's a lot of us. There's a lot of Black people and a lot of Black Jews, and like what? We're everywhere. It's like sad because someone's like, "Oh, I wanted to go somewhere where there's no Black people." We're like, sorry. Where are you going? We're skiing too. Like, what do we do? What do you want from us?
We go as far as the Greenland. Jesse, I never told you this, but my dad, while he was an airline pilot, went to Greenland once and he saw Black people there. So we are everywhere.
Greenland, wow.
Greenland.
Wow.
We gotta get one of them for the interview. I'm
not going to Greenland, but okay, I'm down with it.
So Chaya, could you tell us about your transition or how that happened, why it happened from Pasadena all the way to Israel?
Of course. Well, first of all, I love to tell this story. So it's such a story filled on adventure and love and joy. And the thing about people is we really, really need to be able to follow our hearts and follow whatever makes us feel amazing. And I converted to Judaism. My son is 22. He's Jewish, so that tells you how long. And when I converted, I told the rabbi, one day I'm going to live in Israel, because I felt like, first of all, as an American woman, I just wanted to, I came on this space of trying to be my real self, right? Because we're American Black people in America. We just we don't know who we are. Let's keep it real. We don't have that privilege of saying I'm from this tribe and I was born on this day and this is my name. Our name was just stripped from us, right? So I felt like I wanted to really return to who I was, and I started with Judaism. I know the history of the Jewish people. The history of the Jewish people is so extensive and so nuanced and deep. So I converted, and this is what felt right for me as a human being. My son was 8 at the time, and my ex-husband, who I'm now divorced with, he was understanding that I just wanted to be what I thought was my authentic self, and that's my soul. It's not my body. The soul, this we in Hebrew is haguf sheli. It's like my body. Right? Haguf sheli. Guf is the body. My body is like, okay, it's what you see, but my soul is something being carried by my body. So I wanted everything to kind of connect. So I converted, and one day I told the rabbi, I'm going to live in Israel. And I thought, how am I going to live in Israel? I'm successful. I have a business. I have a husband. I have a kid. And then I got breast cancer. And then I took that opportunity to say, there's a lot of things that I need to do in my marriage. I don't know if I want to fight for it, and I didn't. And that's okay. You got to stay in your lane. And I wanted to just be. And so I moved to Israel. And so here I am here, and just living my best life, and just trying to find why my soul was so receptive to being and lining up with my body, And so here I am in Israel, just kind of living my best life and trying to maintain, first of all, my health, first of all, my mental status, as just saying every morning, God, thank you for waking me up, and what can I do to create magic in this world, And so here I am, and it's very simple. It's not for everybody. I'm not one. I can't say what it is for everyone. I can just say what it is for me. Okay. So here I am. Really simple.
Had you visited before you decided to move?
Never. And I knew, once again, when I converted, I just one day I'll live in Israel, because, and I took it's called a pilot trip. And the moment I stepped in Israel, I felt, look, I did my ancestry DNA. I'm 53% Nigerian. And my vibe, by the way, I've been getting my hair braided forever. And my bijou was the girl that braided my hair. She was Nigerian. And she would say, honey, you're Nigerian. And she even told me before I even knew you're Igbo. And I was like, what? I didn't get it because I'm American. We don't understand tribes. We don't understand the vibe. So I felt like connected. I only went to Nigerians to braid my hair. Even now in Israel, I don't go to Ethiopians to braid my hair. I go, if I want to braid my hair now, girl, my friend who lives here in Jerusalem, she's from the Congo, and Marie. But most of the time I felt connected. I wanted to be with Nigerians. I never knew why. I just wanted to be around them. And to this day, like right now, I'm working on getting my Nigerian passport. So it's just pretty funny because I went to the Nigerian embassy like, hi, everybody. And they were like, who are you, girl? Who are you? What do you want, girl? What do you want? Can you make the jollof rice? I was like, I'm trying. So I wanted to connect because I just want to be my authentic self. I understand that being someone in the diaspora means that my diaspora means an experience. But for me, my soul wants to connect to the original. I want it to be original. And so as a person that converted to Judaism, it only makes sense that I live in Israel because we believe that all Jews, they're from here. So it's just part of the process of just being who you are. And for me, this is who I am. Even I was supposed to be in Nigeria in the summer, but COVID happened because I really, I teach dance, I teach a bit of Afro beats. And I said to myself, for me to really teach Afro beats, like, as we say in Hebrew, me'ahuz 100%, is to go and be with my people. So it's so many things that have happened for me stepping out of the US. And that's just for me. It's just a connection that I wanted to have as far as the original. I'm American because I hold an American passport, but I always say, I'm not American in this way. I'm American, like I love Target, I love Nordstrom, I love to shop, but my soul is so connected to the African people. I'm just so happy to be African. In Israel, they're like, oh, Afrikite is Hebrew. They're like, they say you from Ghana. And I'm like, no, I'm Nigerian. And I hold that even though I don't have Nigerian, like, and the Nigerians here, like, where are you from? Who is your family? Where are you? What is your name? And I was like, I don't know. I was a slave. Leave me alone. I'm American. I don't know what to tell. But I understand.
I hope Michael's watching.
Oh my God. The Africans here are like, you are an African, but who is your family? They really, I've learned so much how much even a name, well, in Judaism, like my name is Chaya Lev, which means, like alive, and Lev means heart. But I got so much, not Black history, but African history, so much pride when I see like someone Sudanese, even with their own struggles, and they came here for whatever reason, they're stuck in because it's a very, you don't have to be Jewish to live here, but Israel's always trying to protect itself too. And so, but when I'm with African people, the pride, the sense of joy, I have to tell you, it's something as a person born in the United States, we'll never understand. We'll never understand the magnitude of the balance of knowing where you're from. Here in Israel, more people, like I was dancing today because I teach like Afrobeats based dance. And everybody was like, yeah, this is African, this is from the West. People here know more about what I knew than even me growing up in Southern California. Like, it's such a, like, people are proud. They're Israeli. Like, I'm here, I'm an Israeli. I'm not an Afro-Israeli, like this American balagan, like crazy, like you're Black American. No, I'm Israeli first because I hold an Israeli passport. And then once you get into you're Israeli, the Ethiopians have a culture. The Taimanim have a culture. The Moroccans have a culture. I don't know, Ashkenazim, which is Eastern European, have a culture. The Sephardim have a culture. Everybody has a culture, but we still connect. And so I'm not used to that because in America, everyone wants to kind of blend into this. And it's been such a learning tool. And I've gotten so much pride, I have to tell you, being out of the United States, because I'm able to and listen, there's a lot of like Christian churches that come with Nigerians. Oh my God, I love when I see the groups. I would run up to them and they always, I'm like, give me a hug. And they're so warm and like, it's like, I can't explain to you the groups. I met so many different types of Africans because, you know, as America, you know, when people, I was told my first time in my life to go back to Africa, which is not a bad thing. Like, I'm going, wait, you know, but it's 54 countries of awesomeness, 54 countries of awesomeness. And so I meet different types of Africans here, and I'm very ignorant. I was very ignorant. I'm learning so much so I'm having to unpack and unlearn and learn so many things. And I hope that I can continue to learn. That's it. And my friend Mala, she's Kenyan, and it's so funny. She told me about the Kenyan liquor and like this liquor that's only they make in Kenya. And it's like, she's Kenyan. Like, she's not Nigerian. She's Kenyan. She's from another country. Like, I'm from the US, they're Canadian. That's how I kind of like equate it, is that Africa is a continent and there's so much awesomeness and so much. I can tell you, I'm really happy I'm living in Israel because it's connected me to Africa in a way, the continent. I'm meeting so many different South Africans, of course. So much Joburg, Durban. Like, I'm meeting, there's a lot of South Africans in Israel, white, black, become whatever. But I'm just learning so much, and I was ignorant before, and it's not my fault because I'm from a place where you can't really be, you know, if you're brown, you black like me, doesn't matter if you're Jamaican, you're black. And the people, you can't be your culture. But I'm learning that culture is, it's so magical. So Israel is being in Israel is, for me, it's just about being myself and being embracing of myself and who I want to be and embracing of other cultures. And I can't even tell. It's magical.
So it sounds like there's not the same, I guess, influence of so-called like white supremacy and divisiveness as it is in the States.
No, nothing. First, you have to understand there is no place like the United States of America. We're our own beast, and I love the U.S. I love that I'm from Cali, but there's, you know, people always ask me, is there racism here? It depends because it's a Jewish state. You're more likely to get judged by your religious value than your skin. We don't. It's like, I don't know. I'm here. I'm what they call secular, but I'm wearing this, right? I'm covered. But if I go to, let's say, a very religious area like Mea Shearim, which is very in Jerusalem, or B'nai Barak, which is on the other side of Tel Aviv, and I have a top like this, they're gonna throw rocks and call me a shiksa, which is a non-Jew. Doesn't matter that doesn't matter about my skin. I do not fit the religious ideal of what a Jew is. So I'm not one of them. So my skin, in America, we're very skin-based. Around the world, I mean, when you go to Africa and everybody's brown, what you do? It's tribes, right? Like this is. So Americans, we so skin-based, and I hate to tell you, listen, I'm going to tell you this. I live in a hostel now, but I used to work and live in a hostel, which is like a shared living area, right? And I see this black girl. She's a little lighter than me. And my friend Maria, she's from Belarus. So she said, oh, Chaya, you know, like there's a girl from Belarus. But I didn't even know. I went up to, hey, sis. The girl goes, what is a sis? She's from, because I also am American. I'm also from the USA. And I say things that sometimes say, you know, you're from the United States. When people around the world, because you're black, the blackness, define blackness. Like most people are like, I'm African, I'm Nigerian, I'm Kenyan, and then they have their subcultures. But for me, my blackness looks different than maybe someone who's brown from London, or who's brown from Belarus, or who's brown from Croatia. it's just is what it is. I've learned so much about it, and it's been a learning curve for me. You know, for me. And then when you unpack Judaism, well, child, because everybody to be Jewish and black, brown sugar, wow, you don't even know. In Israel, it's funny. They call me like in Tel Aviv the rabbi. They're like, Chaya, why are you keeping kosher? It's Tel Aviv. Eat what do you want? I'm like, you know. And these are Jews that, you know, we all look different, and you never know because we have Yemeni, we have Moroccan, it's a mix of everybody. Russian,
Persian.
Child, but in America, everyone is Ashkenazi, so you think, okay, well, you know, but you know, it's like everyone prays different and looks different, and it's okay. With your Judaism experience is, you know, some people like me chose Judaism, and some people born Jewish, and some people, you know, whatever. But it's really interesting. I love you guys. When you get a chance, I want you guys to come visit. I'll take you around. I used to work in like the Palestinian territories in Bethlehem. I know he said you're a preacher. You will love Bethlehem. You will love like Jericho, the oldest city. This is where Jesus was tempted on the mountain. But everyone's Arab. When I used to get the white Americans, they used to be like, I thought Jesus. I was like, oh, you thought he was Christopher Columbus, baby? He was right here from the lands of Judea and Samaria. Come on now. They get there and they were so stressed out because they all them Arabs speaking Arabic made them nervous, and I'm like. And then when they see the 3 Christmases in the one church, they're like, I was like, this you gotta, you know, if you're gonna talk, if you're gonna do it, live it, be it, but. Know your history. The Church of Nativity, or you know, it has 3 churches: the Catholic Church, the Greek Orthodox, and the Armenian Church. And by the way, the Catholic Church has the church, but the star where Jesus was born is on the Armenian Greek Orthodox side. So you have to wait for them to have their blessings, and then you go down to the cave. I'll send you guys pictures if you want. It's beautiful. But the Catholics are like December 25th, and the Armenians are like, no, January 11th. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because then you're like, oh, Constantine and the mom and the 3 wise men from Persia. It's like it becomes history lessons on crack. It's magic. I'm like, what? This is what the church, and I was shocked because I didn't realize. I thought the Church of Nativity was one church, but it's 3 churches, 3 sets of Christians that fought for this space, and they all are there. What can we do?
In my mind, I don't know why, I just always imagine that Jesus looked like me just because of the way that he was treated. I feel like, white people don't take that kind of treatment. They be calling management.
But, you know, because we're Americans, so we think about it in a whiteness term. But when you go to Bethlehem, which is, you know, Judean Samaria areas, you know, everyone's going to look brown, maybe not like you, but they're going to be brown. The Arabs have a lot of their Aravim, they have a lot of green eyes, but when I walked into the church and saw all these chicken, like all these, I'm like, Jesus was a whole Arab. He was brown, and the people inside the churches are brown. And there's a lot of monks, you know, like Arab monks or whatever, and they so funny because this is they've been Christian forever. Today I was with a girl, she's a Muslim, she's a Arab Christian from Nazareth. Like, she's Christian Arab forever. And so you just get an idea of in Israel, it's what we say here is we say in Jerusalem, it's no one's wrong. If you're Christian, you're right. If you're Jewish, you're right. And if you Muslim with Muhammad, peace be upon him, you're right. We all from the Abrahamic faith. If you go to Hebron, you know, it's biblical. And, you know, Ishak or Isaac, or however you want to say it, they're the head of, you know, everything is biblical. So we're not Christian, Muslim, we Abrahamic faith, and we're here. Abraham had, you know, baby mama on the side, Hagar, she was Egyptian, everybody's chilling. Like, this is what we are in Israel. We just fighting to be at peace and together, but you know, it's a family affair. It's a family feud. It's a family affair, and it's really I so many of my friends have come to Israel and have seen it and been like, got it, because it's no one's wrong. Everyone's right. Abrahamic faith, which is what we are. And it's no one. I don't need to make you. Certainly, as a Jew, it's up to proselytize. I don't know the word. It's against our religion. We've been forced and killed and da 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 da. So we don't care. We just come be a Christian. When I actually when I saw the Christians going crunk in Jerusalem and they had the stone of Jesus and Christians from all over the world like come and they bring their scarves and they take it's frankincense and myrrh. It's from the Bible.
Yeah.
They sell it, by the way, in the church. They sell it in the church, and you can buy some for like $1, and you put it on your scarves and on your clothes. And I was looking at these Christians like, what is going on? They were crunk. They were way more crunk than us at the wall. And it's beautiful because that's the narrative that you follow, is that your Mashiach, your Messiah came. We're like, okay. Wow. And that is what I love about living in Israel, is that even amongst us Jews, we don't all agree. Sorry, we don't. But you are religious, you Orthodox, you Haredi, you this. I'm secular. I'm considered secular because I do wear what I wear. I keep Shabbat, but I don't follow what they follow. So I'm secular, and it's okay. It's all good.
Well, I want to talk, and this might be a little turn to the negative. I want to talk about the image that Israel has through the Western media, right? Okay. So, historically what we see is in Western media, the images of Israel is either going to be focused on our religious-based programming, or it's going to be focused on like crisis between Israel and the Palestinians and Gaza and all that stuff. So I'm curious, because we've been dissecting this for African countries as well, to say some of the images that we are getting are not true, blah, blah, blah. I was wondering, for somebody who is actually there, are the images that we are being presented, is this something that is a false narrative that we are being fed, or is this something?
No, I mean, like, it's really interesting. I will say always, if you want to really know more about the Israel-Palestine, which is called the IP conflict, follow Rudy Israel. He's amazing. Listen, once again, it's a family affair. This is family land. Imagine, I make it very simple. Imagine your mother and your father have a family. Your mother and your father have a side chick who, because your mother tried to have you, which is Sarah, she could not, she was barren for a while. She got her handmaid, which is Hagar. That's where Islam comes. We both belong in this land. And a lot of people, when they're saying Israel is a conflict, is because they're looking at Ashkenazim and they're looking at Herschel and the building of Israel. But let's be very, very clear. In Hebron, there's 4 holy places in Israel. There's Jerusalem, Hebron, the Sea of Galilee, which is where Christ walks, and there's Sfat. Okay, that's where Kabbalah is. But this land has been occupied historically by these Jews and Arabs alike that belong to the family. But because people outside of Israel look at Ashkenazim, the people that form the state, they say it's colonization, da, 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 da. They don't look at the fact that these people have been here. And they don't look, this is biblical. This is something that if you're not messing with the Torah, you're not going to get it. It's just beyond, it's not like the Native American, Christopher Columbus, we're going to go find this country. No, this is from Adamah, from the ground, from Adam, from the ground. And so it's a very different way to look at it. So Israel, people, it has helped me be a great speaker. So my mom was always like, can you just not curse? I'm like, I'm sorry, Mom. She's doesn't get it. But it's really one of those things where when most Black people come here, they're really in shock because they hear a lot. For me in Tel Aviv, I live in like, you know, a very modern young city, but I've also lived in the north, which is in Hadera, and it's a very Ethiopian Arab city. I mean, it's so much. And I found out today that Akko is the oldest city in the world, in Israel, that has consistently had people live there. And I went there a few months, like maybe a month and a half ago, with a friend, and I was walking in the street, and there were three guys. It's like, I call them small, medium, large. My color, middle color, like let's say Mexican color, or if you're from Latino place, and really, really white. They were having a conversation in Arabic. So I walk up, and the guy that was my color speaks to me in Arabic. Now, I don't speak Arabic. I know like shwai shwai, and then I tell him, sorry, like slicha, anilo mitabedet Aravit, and he spoke to me in Hebrew, and he said, "You're not Arab," and I told him, "No, I'm sorry, ani Yehudia," and I spoke to him in Hebrew, and he put his arm out to compare my color of my skin. And his friends, they were laughing and giddy because we looked alike, but his experience, he's an Arab. I'm a Black woman, Jewish. I mean, it was so magical because the skin had a connection, but we're not the same. The skin, so in America, you know, they always say, all Black folk not the same. We're not. We come from different tribes. We kind of came on a bus. The slave trade was many, many, many years. And Black folk, we can't get along because we're not the same. We are bound together by our skin. And so if you want to be basic and say, yes, we're the same, okay. But we come from different vibes. And in that moment, it was so magical for me because he spoke to me in Arabic. He thought I was Arab. He thought I was Fatima or something like that. And I wasn't. And so I thought about if he was in the US, they would call him Black, but he's not. I mean, he's Black in his skin tone, but he's not Black in his culture. He's Arab. And he only speaks Arabic and Hebrew. And I couldn't even relate to him in English, so thank goodness I spoke Hebrew. And he was amazing. And Akko is very Arab, by the way. It's very Arabic. They have all the Arab places. Some Jews who live there, of course, but that's the spot for them. So I've also had to learn as an American that my Black skin is not necessarily like, I need to define what being Black is. Because when I think of Black, I think of an American cultural thing. If I see a Black person from London, yes, she's Black, but she's British.
Interesting. Yeah, I think that Black experience in America is quite unique because even with the history, like we were forced to create families with people that we weren't necessarily blood related to because of folks selling your relatives down south or whatever the case may be, as a survival and coping mechanism. And I think that Blackness here, it's not just the skin tone, but it's more so the experience. It's the fact that all of us know what it's like to go into a job interview and be highly qualified, but when they see you, you don't get the job. Like we all have that experience here. And I think what we don't have for many of us is the international perspective, right? So if you don't come from at least a certain degree of means to be able to travel outside of America to see how you are received or how you can interact or what the differences are that exist. I know people who I grew up with who lived in the same block for their entire life, for all 37 years. All they know is, I'm on 9th Street. You know what I'm saying? That's all they know. So it's very different. And this is all interesting. And I think one of the things about this show is we wanted to kind of bridge this gap to kind of figure out what are these differences and how can we kind of get interwoven into a global society, more so because we don't want to necessarily rely on antiquated, if not outright wrong, Western media images that are sent. So, we got images here about what Africa is like, and images here is always a white man that looked like Santa Claus going out to play with kids who got flies and stuff. And that's not Africa. We all know that's not what Africa is. Likewise, they get images of us all going to jail, right? So it's like, but that's not the story, right? So the whole point is we want to make sure that we're creating inroads and giving, folks like you the opportunity to talk about your slice of the world. And hopefully everybody listening gets an opportunity to see what it's like, pique some interest, go out, take a visit, and get to know for yourself. And, maybe even know somebody who's already there that might be able to look out.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Fred is like, you're right. Fred's like, I can't. Fred, can I ask a question? Fred, where are you from?
From Ghana.
I'm gonna learn that Ghanaian jollof rice. Ooh. Who may I ask, Fred?
To all Nigerian friends.
The Ghanaians or the Nigerians?
No,
the Nigerians telling me we made it. The Ghanaians, they said they made it, but I don't know.
Okay, so that originally, Wolof, jollof comes from Senegal, so it started there. But then it came all down through all of West Africa. But of course, we made the best jollof rice.
I knew he was going to claim it.
Yes, Michael. I said it.
I love it. Oh my gosh. I love when the Ghanaians. Of course we don't know where it came from, but sis, we have the best.
Yeah. Senegal with the Wolof tribe. So all of West Africa eats jollof. But
so it's really Wolof.
Yeah, from the Wolof tribe. So I don't know how the name changed to jollof. I don't know how, but the Wolof jollof and came down. So, and then, so everyone joining us, thanks for joining us. We have a special guest is from Israel, Chaya Lev, and she's telling us about her journey from Pasadena.
Sorry for the first word. I said 2. I counted. My mom's gonna kill me, but it's okay.
From Pasadena to Tel Aviv, right? Formerly Joppa, right? That used to be Joppa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's move on along. So Chaya, so tell me which cities you've lived in, some of the historic sites and all that. Can you expound?
In the U.S. or
no,
can you hear me?
In Israel, yeah, we can hear you.
I feel like I'm frozen.
Loud and clear.
I feel like I'm frozen. Are you guys? Am I frozen, guys?
No, you're not frozen.
No. Oh, yeah, that happens.
Okay. So I'm born and raised in Cali, and then I lived in Dallas, Texas, and then now I live in Israel. But in Israel, I've lived just in a couple of cities. I live in Tel Aviv, Yafo, and then which is historically Arab also. And then I lived in a city called Hadera, which is a little bit north of Tel Aviv. It's near Caesarea, which is where Caesar, and it's very Romanish there. But I haven't done even as much. I feel kind of, God, it's like the other day someone asked me tell me about your travels in the world, and I was kind of like, I went here, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Israel. And around the world, because I live in the Middle East, in Israel, it's like the people. Oh, hold on, can I just I need to charge my battery. Hold on a second.
And while she's doing that, I just wanted to shout out. I see AD came through. So AD, what's going on?
Yeah. What's up, AD?
I'm just gonna get some battery, guys. But people here, they make me feel bad because I haven't traveled. I mean, look, when you leave, the U.S. is so big, and it's so expensive to travel. So I get it. But most people here, for me to go to say Paris is 4 hours. For me to get to London is 3. Sofia, Bulgaria is 3 hours. So a lot of people will go to Bulgaria. I think for me, my girlfriend lives in Zagreb, Croatia. I'm gonna go. It's 2 hours. So it's unfair because people are able to go a couple of hours, 3 hours, and be somewhere else. I think the Netherlands is 5 hours. So it's unfair because I'm American and our country's so big. we don't really get to get out, even when we step out of the continent. But here, like the 18, they go to the military. And then when they get out of the military, it's very different than the US. Our kids go to college or, you know, whatever they're going to do. But here they go to military and then they go to usually India, Goa. So they get their life experience in Goa or somewhere, you know, India, and they come back and they just, la, la, la. But for me as an American, I just kind of like, sorry, I've been to New York, you know, what the heck you want me to do? And that's been very different. But the great part is I lived before in a hostel. And a hostel is basically in Europe, Eastern Europe, all over, all past the US. We've got some hostels in the US, but hostel life is huge. The backpacker life is huge. So, you know, I worked and lived in one, and I meet people from Germany, India, Argentina. And by the way, Argentinians, when I used to say I'm American, they humbled me quick and said, we're also American.
Yeah.
Hi, United States. Because I have the privilege of saying I'm American, and if you're Canadian, you're also American. But I just say, where are you from? America.
That PR machine.
Argentina or somewhere like
that PR machine.
Many people have said, what country? And I'm like, I didn't realize how privileged I was. When I say things like I'm American, and then I expect people to know, and I'll go, I'm from LA, and they'll go, LA, like California, like I didn't realize how privileged I was in the way I speak to other people. So I learned a lot of that living in a hospital. And then like I met so many people from like Kiev. Like I never would have met a Ukrainian, and they really proud. Like, oh, I'm from Kiev. And so, and a lot of Russians, and learning so much about the world right here and living in a hostel. So that has been like such a treat for me to just get world, because I realized the US, we're very insulated in our world. Like the rest of the world is like, y'all really be choking people in the street. Like here in Israel, okay, listen, the Ethiopians are like, we had 5 Ethiopians die in 20 years. I'm like, for the police.
Wow. 20 years.
I know y'all want to. The Ethiopians turned when the guy got killed here, and what happened? The police officer shot at the ground, and the bullet ricocheted and hit the man. But the Ethiopians turned up. You don't understand. The police were like, we're just gonna let them live their best lives. And so the Ethiopians like, police were telling them like, y'all had 5 Ethiopians killed in 20 years. Stop this.
Yeah, I think we had 5 in 20 minutes.
Yeah, so literally, like, I mean, it's not a who can kill black people Olympics. I got it.
Right.
For me as a black American, when I meet people and they say, y'all really had a person choked in the middle of the street, they are in shock. Because even with all of the things that have happened around the world, people still can't believe that our country is pretending to be democratic, and we're some full-size fools. And so for me, I'm just like, I don't have nothing to say.
Yeah, so everybody, America starts from northern Canada all the way down to Chile. So that's
Chile.
all over. We live in the United States. So when you introducing yourself, say I'm from the US, and you say America, that's how big the continental America, North, Central, and South America. And
we have a girl who is Chilean. She's like, I'm American too. And I'm like, you from Santiago, Chile. But shame on me for being like, I'm American. She's like, so am I. And I'm like, you from Santiago, Chile. She's like,
America.
It's so funny. Like, why do we think when we say I'm American, we really calling our whole continent out? Why?
That's that Monroe doctrine.
That's
Monroe doctrine.
I'm confused when the white American lady was like, "We're Americans. Go speak Spanish." And we're like,
right.
What is that? our country? Like, I'm confused.
Well, you know, I'd like to tell you a little story about white supremacy and how they
Please. Don't get me started.
But, you know, that's another time for another conversation.
Please have me back on for that, and we're gonna have some curse words. So, Fred, get ready. Put an NC-17 and a rated R, and let the people know we doing too much.
No, but the big thing is, you know, what I love from hearing from people who look like me who are overseas. The big thing is, I feel like, at least for the hour that we have a conversation, there's an escape, right? Like there's like, there are other things in other places in the world that might be different. And it might be, in some cases, better, or some cases it's just a different lifestyle that make it better or worse, just different. And I think for Black people in America, a lot of times, we don't have the same connection to the United States that like some of our white counterparts may have. Like I don't see a lot of Black people with American flags. Like, it's just not what we do because we never really felt included like that. So we celebrate, you know, the achievements of Black people that we claim as American. We celebrate LeBron, right? We celebrate Michael Jordan, right? We celebrate those Americans. And so I think what we are, like kind of what you talked about earlier, what we're looking for is kind of where can we dock? Where is a home for us where we can dock and say, well, this is who we are. And the hard part is we don't get a lot of the imagery, the culture, the status, the things that you see in other places. We don't get that. We are taught, oh, you know, we're brainwashed basically to say, oh, the United States is the best. You should never leave here because you've got everything you need. And I think there are good things about the US. I would never trash it completely. But it's still a country that was founded on racism and white supremacy. And it feels weird as a Black person to accept that notion that it's the best I can ever have when it's founded in such a deeply rooted situation. So when I get to talk to people in other places, I'm like, all right, when COVID is over, this passport is going to be jumping. I'm trying to go here.
Stop it. I do have a question for Fred. And I know this is not my show. This is your show. But it's really interesting because, like, Ghana has been really opening. Now, here in Israel, they told me, like, that's racist. Ghana opened up for Black folk, but what if you're not Ghanaian? But Ghana has been so open to say, come. And by the way, there's many people that are doing this exodus of Africa. But why? I think what our African-American youth need is a place. We do it here in Judaism. Like, my son took the Tagalit or birthright. He came to Israel for 3 weeks. Yeah. He came, like, why are we not doing that to the motherland so that our children can see a bit of like where it came from? And I know Ghana has been open. I think, was it Malcolm X was trying to work with Ghana?
Pretend. So it happened in 2019 where it actually was based off of a declaration of Congress on the Juneteenth, 1419, when the first slaves arrived in the U.S. So we celebrated it by. Can you hear me? Was I frozen?
Yeah, celebration by.
Yeah,
I lost that part.
So that's how come we started the year of return, and it was really successful. They extended for 10 years beyond the return, where we celebrate culture, we celebrate visit Ghana and come, and you know, so it's been really successful. Oh, hold on one second.
Good. We still hear you.
I'm good. Oh, okay. Yeah. So why why the borders were open to our brothers in the diaspora is because Ghana is had one of the biggest, have had some of the most enslaved people leave the shores of Africa to the diaspora. So that's why we opened the borders, so you can go there as an African American, Jamaican, you live wherever you live in the diaspora and live there. In perpetuity. You have the right to abode, and then you can apply for permanent residency and then eventually citizenship of Ghana. So that's basically it. So you know, it's open, and I think other African countries are seeing it and how successful Ghana is, and are also trying to do the same. So yes, you're welcome, and you're going to come. And
I want to go to Ghana. A lot of Israelis go to Ghana, and everyone has said Ghana is amazing and welcoming, and the people are quite amazing. Can I just tell y'all something? I've had so many African moments here. I was on the bus with this Ghanaian from Israel. He came to visit Israel, and he told me the oranges, they are not orange, they are green. When you go to Africa, you won't see a orange. You will see a green orange. And I was like, oh damn! Like all of these things, like he said, the food in America is not African food. It's not for an African person. He told me, you American, you're not eating like an African. He told me, I was like, excuse me, sir. I'm from LA. I eat sushi. Watch your back, sir. But he told me straight up, like, the food you eating in America is not the food for an African. And he was right, because the oranges here, sometimes I'm like, oh, I got a lime. I got home. I was like, this is a clementine. I'm confused because our food is so. I love some of that sugar. And I'm like, oh, but I love that he told me, like, you American, you're not eating real food for you. You African, you eating cheese. This is not a. I'm like, Africans be roasting people so hard. Like, can you relax, sir?
So that's my wife.
Give me a minute. I can't help it. The slaves did me in. I don't know. Like, it's been such a reality check. Even in Israel, the food, like, people here don't mess with their food. They come. I went to my girlfriend's house, focaccia. 10 minutes, boom, focaccia from fresh. They don't really eat a lot of fat. I just realized I have been conditioned to be like in this slave. I don't know what I'm a slave.
I won't hate on it though, because some of our food is banging though. I don't want to give up my collard greens and macaroni.
No, listen, you should follow Michael Twitty. He went to the African diaspora. He's a guy also converted to Judaism, and he's been to Africa and he cooks. He was on with Roland Martin. He did a thing where he talked about testing the food like an African, and all these things that he got from being African. He's amazing, and he's Africa, and he talks about how important that is for him as a Black man to.
Uh-oh.
She froze.
Uh-oh. Lost you.
I done talked the people to death.
Chaya, I think you froze a little bit. Could you backtrack? You were talking about a brother from Africa.
Yeah, Michael Twitty.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
yeah, we hear you now.
Yeah, Michael Twitty's amazing, but he talks about that's what he's working on in Aspen, and he's been to Africa many times, Ghana, and just trying to connect. And I think that's what I know I'm so obsessed with. Here they make jokes. They're like, we know, Chaya, you 54% Nigerian. Like, they make jokes. Because I'm so proud, and it's I feel it. I feel my vibe. I feel the whole energy, and Israel has been so kind to allow me to be me and to embrace this vibe of Mama Africa. And we actually have a deal in the South called Mama Africa, where people come around the world, different types of Africans that come from around the world. Because Africans, I really get sad when I see Black Americans take away from someone from Africa that doesn't look like me. Egyptians don't always look like me. Mm-hmm. Tunisians don't always look like me, but they are offended that I would even question their Africanness based on their skin. They are offended. And this is what I'm learning is that this is what I know as a person born in the United States. where I see Black people, Black Americans question Gal Gadot, who was Levantine, playing Cleopatra, who wasn't even from Egypt. You know, like
Greek origin.
You know, we don't know the history. This lady was not even Egyptian, but okay, whatever. Cleopatra. And I'm like, are you getting Cleopatra and Nefertiti mixed up? Because, you know, it's what my Black people, we have the passion, but I think we need to put our passion with education and history and travel. And stepping outside of the US as not only a Black person, but opening our heart to being a traveler and learning. And this is what, you know, it's when I get an Italian and they know the history, Italy and the richness, and it's sad because we weren't given that because we were stripped so hard. And for me, it's a little bit becoming my life's work to be unapologetically Black, but also to grow in the space and to know what Blackness is, and to know what being an African in the diaspora is. And I think that's what for me is so I use the word magical a lot because I don't know if I would have gotten this depth if I lived in the US. The depth has come. I know Fred is Ghanaian, and so he has that depth. Fred, you have that depth inbred in you. A lot of Afro-Americans, we don't, unfortunately. And it's really sad for me because we have that passion, but we also have taken a lot of our colonizers' ways. We've picked it up. And I think it's important to speak on that as Black people. When we're speaking on diaspora, we have to speak on what we've picked up. And unfortunately, we've picked up a lot. And it's not all good. But we still from Mama Africa, so we still got the Mama Africa is a whole vibe. Oh,
yeah. So everyone, Chaya is absolutely right. We need to read our history. We need to read the right history, and not what was all the lies we were taught. A lot of the things we were taught in school were lies. And what she was saying about Cleopatra was of Greek origin, Hellenistic origin, Ptolemy, and that's when Egypt changed from brown like us or dark like us to the lighter skin. So that's not the original Egypt. So to say Nefertiti and King Tut or Tutankhamun were light skin is wrong and is all lies. You know, Egypt was the land of Black people, like I always say, called Kemet, and then it's transitioned when they were raided and stripped of their culture. So yes, let's go back and read.
But I have a question, Fred. Like Africa in a whole, the continent, when I think of an African person, I think that first of all, Mama Africa it's a whole vibe. Like, why do people think Africans are one like tone? Like when I think of my girlfriend Mala, who's Kenyan, the warriors, they have a different vibe. Like every part of Africa, we
lost it again.
So it wasn't just the monolith of being African. So why do people think we have to be one way or one thing?
Exactly.
You know what? I think
Madagascar. I don't even know where the heck Madagascar is, but guys, that's Africa. But when I think of Madagascar, I'm like the movie. Like I don't know what the Madagascar.
It's the largest
I don't
island.
know what the people are supposed to look like. So what do people from Madagascar, you might probably know, Fred, or maybe you, look like? What do we do?
I can tell you why, though. I can tell you why. It's not, I mean, we're not going to like the answer, but the reason is because the imagery that a lot of people who have not had the opportunity to expose themselves to Africa, continental Africa proper, the imagery that we get is either that you're going to be incredibly poor or you're going to be Egyptian rich, right? Like that's the imagery. There's no middle, right?
Yeah.
And more people in America who grew up like me, incredibly poor, want to connect to being incredibly rich, right? So we say, okay, well, Egypt, not even putting together that the Egyptians weren't the ones who were being captured and brought over. So like until you sit down and you say, okay, well, you know, and I've been fortunate. Like I had a mom who lived in Ghana for a while, and I've been fortunate to kind of get some of this information, but it still doesn't remove the need for me as a Black United States citizen to have to travel and do the work of finding out who are people. You know, Fred and I met on Periscope, where we were just having Black people from all over talk about what's going on in their respective area. So just something like that is powerful. And it says, travel around, see what's going on. And like you said, Africa has a lot. Like you can't even just put Africa in one word. It's a lot. Every region is different. Every country is
Africa.
Different. Right. And I think people would be very, very impressed if they knew. You know, the funny thing about being in America or being in the United States is that a lot of the traditions and stuff that we take on anyway, we just don't know why we take it on. People are doing it in Africa. It was inherently in you, and you just don't even know what the story is or what it means. Some of the stuff you wear, some of the reasons why we do the things we do, like we just do it. We don't know why. So the whole thing is, how do you connect back with the root, the source of it, to figure out why? But likewise, I don't want us to create an image where as Black Americans, it's, oh, well, let's take, because now I feel like once you know, there's a responsibility for reciprocity, right? So now that we are part of this and we want to join this culture, this movement, this group, this country, whatever, then there are also some skills that we have picked up from being in America. There's some skills and some resources that we have picked up that may be beneficial on the other side. And we need to make sure that there's reciprocity going back and forth. So I think if we can plug in and we can connect to what's going on, find out who we are, do the whole identity process and redefine who we are, I think it will change the outlook. I think that it would change the way that we view America, particularly. I think it would change the way we view ourselves. And I think we'll be, hey, look at y'all looking at Chaya. She's out living her best life. Like she's on the ball. She happy. Like we over here talking about how we gonna make bills next month. That's different.
Oh, I'm broke too. Come on now. Boy, Jesus was just like, I'm just gonna make my life. But I have to say, I know this is your show, but I really am so incredibly honored that two kings, first of all, had me on the show. Like I could almost cry because this connection is so magical. It's so amazing to have, and it's needed. And I know people are really, acting crazy with COVID. But for me, I've made so many connections in this post-COVID moment that I don't know if I would have had the chance to make otherwise. So for me, like, there's so many aspects I want to learn from you guys, because for me, it's just, we don't all maybe not come from the same journey, but we just really, for us to be in this same place eventually of like love and joy and happiness and self-respect and self-joy is so, I have to put my hat off to you, if I had a hat, to you, Fred, and to you, Jay, to do this. And I hope that you guys get where you need to go, because this is what I feel we need for these connectors, and to connect in a way that is so amazing. And I don't know, I hope you can continue. Just keep going, don't stop, because it's just, for me, it's blessing. I have to tell you, I'm honored that you had me on your space, in your space. And that's all I'm gonna say for that.
All right, let's get to the comments. So, okay, AD.
Comments?
AD says, "Hey, okay, Gertrude was laughing at your jokes about the oranges." But that's my wife. She said, "Yeah, that's true. We have green oranges too."
Your wife is African?
Yeah, she's Ghanaian. Yeah.
She's also?
Yeah, she's also Ghanaian. Yeah.
Fred, I have a question. He said that you are a pastor. What is okay, so I know there's Christians, but what were Ghanaians before Christian? What were they like? What's the like? You know, some Nigerians are like, "Oh, we this and we blah, blah, blah." What were Ghanaians? Because I feel like Africans were like their own things. What was Ghanaians before this?
Okay, so well, I mean, to everyone who didn't know that the Christian faith, actually, Africa has one of the oldest form of Christianity, actually going back to Ethiopia, and that's why we have the Ethiopian Orthodox, Eritrean Orthodox in Egypt, and so forth. But then a time came where, and even now we do have God. Before we had the missionaries come in, we did have God. They call Onyankopon or Mao, which are different languages in Ghana. They did have that. Yeah, they did have that. But then came the preaching of the gospel of Jesus Christ, which we accepted. But then also came the other baggage, which wasn't very pleasant, because with the missionaries also came German spies and all the other baggage that came with that, because we're talking about 19th century and then to the First World War, Second World War. So, you know, they also had the bad apples, but then the gospel was accepted and also preached. And yes, people still carry on with the traditional religion. And, you know, we also have the Christianity, but I mean, it's a choice. That's what I chose to take as the preacher of the gospel of Jesus Christ. But it's a choice I took. But yes, we did have traditional religions, and some of them were okay.
They still have those today?
Yeah, they still have those. People practice them in the country, yes. And it's more so in the northern part, northern part and then the eastern, far east. But yes, we do still have that, and it is predominantly Christian and welcoming.
Beautiful.
And then there was Webster from Periscope. And okay, yes, we did hear that and announced that. Yes.
Hi, Webster.
And then he says hi. How you doing? All right, Webster. Thanks for joining us. I hope you join us every Saturday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. And then if you live where Chaya lives, it's 7:30.
It's yes.
7:30 Israel time. It's now like what,
8:30?
Yes, 8:41.
Yeah.
It's so interesting because I wanted to know now where does everyone live? Can I ask where everyone lives?
I am in the great state of North Carolina in the United States of America. Not so great in election results, but very, very great state. Very great state.
And you're an attorney, yes?
Yes.
And
okay.
I live not too far from where your hometown is. South.
Where do you live?
San Diego.
Okay, you real south. Okay. Amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
So can I ask you guys like a question? Like, how do you feel like this election will make a change for you as human beings?
Yes, absolutely. In many, many ways. So I think there are a lot of levels to this election that are going to reverberate through the country. The first thing is there was half the United States population who were fine with the racism, the xenophobia, the sexism, and just all the isms and phobias outright of the past administration. And they're going to have to reckon with the fact that the people who won this election for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris look like me.
The black people built this joint and we saved this joint. Let's be clear.
Absolutely. We came out and we changed it. Now, because we changed it, one of the criticisms of the Democratic Party historically is that we do all this work for a party that doesn't necessarily honor us when it comes time to put people at the table or to make decisions. So I think the difference that we're going to have in this election is now we are commanding presences at the table because basically we feel like we made you, right? We made you. So we expect that there's going to be more diversity. We expect that there's going to be listening to us moving forward. Now, I don't have any proof to say that will happen. At the same time, I don't envy Joe Biden either, because he has to rectify a divided country, much like Abraham Lincoln. You have to rectify a divided country and figure out how you're going to bring it together. So that's one thing. But the biggest thing for me is I am big on representation that matters. And I feel like Kamala Harris represents so much, even though people weren't big fans of her when she was running for president, because they want to criticize kind of her record, which I think was unfair, but that's a whole nother story. The image of Black kids being able to look at TV and see somebody who looks like them, who is in a position of power and authority. And not just that, like, she's significantly younger than Joe Biden. Like, she's going to have a long career doing this. And the possibility,
I guarantee she's going to be the president of the United States.
Very real possibility that she's going to be president. And I know she went to Howard. So I know she's going to put on, right? I know she's going to have people there. She AKA.
She AKA too.
Right.
Gonna be, whatever they do, I don't know.
Absolutely. So, they're going to keep her, accountable, right? And at the same time, I feel like this helps all of us, because we weren't asking for special privileges or special favors from a country, even though we deserve them. We weren't asking for that. We were asking, don't have police killing us in the street and then go be police officers, cheerleaders from the White House, right? We were asking, don't be putting babies in cages and then try to sell it to me like this is normal, right? This is what we're asking. We were asking, don't go out here and send private military groups to spray down Native American tribes because they want to reserve their sacred lands and not have a freaking pipeline built through. Like, we were asking for basic stuff. And half of America was like, F that. Like, so all of this is going to change. All that's going to change.
But can we try to talk to the rest of America about, honestly, for me, the presidential election has nothing to do with the people. I feel like the presidential election is the CEO of the company. When you need a day off, let's say you work for Apple, you're going to go to Steve Jobs for a day off? No, you're going to go to your boss over you. We need to be dealing with our 2-year elections, with our local judges, with our local Why are we not discussing the civics in the schools and educating our people on their local laws? Like, for me, it's like, you're talking about the CEO of the company, but that's not where the magic is created. Y'all voting straight tickets for what? Sometimes I lived in Texas. Sometimes a Republican judge gonna save your life. I'm just telling you, whether or not you're but it's just so much we have to do with and I'm not political. Like, I'm the only one of my mother's children that didn't want to go to college because I didn't want to. I don't care about college. I worked as a paralegal before, but I've always been in the arts. But the education is key in like this right side of America. For me, I'm like, listen, divide the country. All the liberal people come on over here, and all the ratchet people going over there. And if you white and you don't like Black people, don't come over here and get none of my seasoned chicken. Don't do it. Stay over there, eat your unseasoned chicken, and keep it moving. Y'all always want to come over here and get the good food, but y'all want to reap because. And this is controversial. I don't care about controversy. Okay. A man has to work for his place in life. This country was built by my ancestors. Listen to me, great. And I know we had some Asians and some Irish and Once again, you went across the land, bought the people, whether they were thieves or whatever they did in their African places, and you brought the people over, and they built a land that you reap. As a man, you cannot feel safe if you don't work for your food. We are people that work. A lion does not want, they want to hunt. So the reality of it is you're not going to feel safe for something you didn't work for. Yes, Donald Trump got where he is. He didn't work for it. Hard work and determination only gets you so far, but you didn't work for it. It was given to you. We have got to get work for what's ours and keep it. And I know that's controversial. And I'm going to say we built the joint for free and we saved the joint. And I'm not going to ever apologize for saying that because that's true facts. I'm not doing Fox News fake facts. I'm not doing that. I'm doing reality of it is if you brought people here to work and to grow and cultivate the space, you need to cultivate it too. It's hard work to be loving. It's easy to hate. It's easy. Hate. Quick. To cultivate and to work for the things that you need, it's not always so easy. So I'm just saying, like, put the people on this side that want to work for it, put the people on this side that don't want to work for it, and let's be done. I'm about the division. I'm completely like, going over there, just don't come over here and get none of my fried chicken. I don't even know the fried chicken. I'm gonna have to go get the fried chicken.
Well, see, this is the issue. Like, just and this is all American history. We've tried that before. And what happens is when you start seeing, you know, all black communities that are thriving and doing well, people come burn it down. Like, that's just it. So it's not about separation. Even Marcus Garvey, who was like, let's just get on the boat and go back. We'll just leave. And they were like, no, we can't have you leave. There's no escaping this. So either you're going to be here and do whatever they're bidding, or you're going to be here and you're going to be defiant. And it's like the people who are defiant don't necessarily advance career-wise most times. But I think on an international scale, people love black defiance. Like, we love, you see Muhammad Ali is over my shoulder. We love black defiance, right? Like, I can't work at a place that I can't be defiant. So I think because of that, we know that the mass majority of the people who are here, even though they're entitled to so much more, reparations shouldn't even be a conversation. This should just be a check that we going to get or whatever. But we know that. But I think it should be a check.
I think it should be a check towards flying to the motherland, towards not just like, oh, I'm gonna give you a check so you can go buy some Jordans and go to Target. No, a check towards really, because finding out who you are, because you cannot truly, and I will say this as someone that is Jewish and I get it, you have to go to the ground to find out where you're going. But we Black Americans, we came in the middle somewhere, we don't know. And so if you're going to give us a reparations, please give us a reparation, but give us a reparation so we can go to the motherland, so we can take our children, so we can grow, so we can find out what we're going to do. I'm watching so many Black folk leave the U.S. and go straight to Africa. Now, listen, Black folk, Africans growing their own food. They doing their thing. I am, as a Black American, like, thank God I'm from LA, but we are crippled. We're not growing our own food. We're eating disgusting food. Food that's not made for our whole stomachs. You're going to go to Africa, they're going to break you down. We need to get back into, even if you're going to come back, but I believe for me, this is where I'm a little bit Malcolm X-y. Africans belong in Africa. And people say, oh, Africans belong in Africa. Because I'm not about to keep begging you to make me a part of your table when you know you need me. I built the table anyway, but you want to put me under the table after I built it. Y'all go. But we, as a Black Americans, we've been debilitated. We can't go because we don't even know how to make our own food. We can't even compost. We can't even grow food.
And poverty is in that too. Like, and poverty is a big factor in that too. They're like, oh yeah, you can go, just get the money. That's like, okay.
No. Yeah, I say, for me, I'm begging, but at the same time, Black Americans, we have also issues. We take our experience as a Black American abroad. And when you go to Africa, and when you get to, many people have told me, oh, I went to Africa and they calling me European. And the Black people that's brown, mad. But European, they call you European because of your community, not because of your skin, jackass. Like, excuse me, buck dummy. They're not calling you European because you're apparently brown. But when you get to Africa, they're talking about your mentality. You've been like, I mean, Fred, maybe you know this, but many Africans, if you go, I'm watching many Africans that have gone, and they upset because they get to whatever part of Africa, and the Africans calling them European, and they laughing, and the people are like, wait, Black people were like, I'm confused, I'm not European. to the Africans that have been on the land, you are a little bit European. Your skin is not European, but then as a Black American, our skin is black. It's just so much work for me to do. It's so much work, and I pray every night God grants me the time on this earth to work towards it, because it's becoming more and more as I live out of the US, it's becoming my passion. I don't know that I was this African style. I've always been myself, but in the US, I'm like, hey, I'm going to serve. I'm from LA, I live in Texas. But as I've lived abroad, I see how powerful Mama Africa is, and I see how powerful we are as people from the continent. And it is I hope, with God's help, it's my life's work that I can continue to just shed light. Even people, if they want to come to Israel, come, please. I'll show you around. I'll take you. Whatever you need, because it's just the experience of stepping out of the US, which has kind of hurt us in so many ways. I mean, you're an attorney, so, but like people will say, oh, he's an attorney, he's Black. Like, we excellent. We come from the continent. To me, it's not a shock that you're an attorney. You should be an attorney.
because we're built out of greatness. At any rate.
I don't want to say we built like anything else, but the African people, we something special. And I'm so happy that I am, even though I'm part Irish and I'm offbeat sometimes. I'm doing my Irish clogging. Slavery.
Anyway, let's have a...
Fred is like, I'm sick of higher.
No. Our time is fast spent. We don't want to keep our audience, so we want to have our trivia for the day.
Okay.
So the question is,
and I don't see Michael. I don't see Michael. So somebody new can win today.
Yeah, someone won from Periscope the other day. A lady from is it Botswana?
Botswana.
Yeah, she won. No, she was from South Africa. She won. Yeah. So the question is, apart from Israel and on the African continent, which country on the continent has the most Jewish people? Which country on the continent has the most Jewish people?
You said Morocco. I thought it was Algeria. I thought it was, I know a lot of, I thought it was Tunisia or Algeria. But you said Morocco.
Where you at, Webstep? Webstep, this is your opportunity.
Gertrude, I don't know whether Gertrude is still with us.
I'm excited because I want to know that I want to cheat a bit.
AD.
I'm a cheater. What can I say?
All right, we're gonna do the countdown. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Y'all didn't get it.
Amazon gift card is gone. So the country is South Africa. That has the most Jewish people on the continent. South Africa. Yeah.
I'm waiting for somebody to type South Africa and act like they put it in before.
Drum Africa. That's what we said. Drum Africa.
Yeah. So you have South Africa, and then most in Northern Africa, like she said, Morocco, Tunisia, and yeah. But thanks for joining us today. Thank you, Chaya, for joining us.
Thank you, guys. I'm so happy you guys had me. I know I talked my ass off. And please, thank you, God, for having me. It was such a treat. Yeah. Fred, you're a king. I can tell. Jay, you're also a king. I'm super
thank you.
Honored to be with two kings. Maybe you can bless some off-brand princess somewhere, I'm sure. Please take me into your African ways.
Well, yeah, I just want to say for those who haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you are following us on Facebook. Pan Africana is the name. We are, as usual, wearing our illustrious T-shirts. They are also available.
When I come to the States, I'm getting that shirt. When I come to the States,
absolutely.
So have it extra small because you know I'm dyslexic, anorexic. I'm like, I'm not anorexic. I'm backwards. You know, anorexic people, they're fat. I think I'm skinny.
Well, yeah, we just want to thank our audience again for joining us, and we will be back same time next week with a new guest, and we'll be trying to bridge this gap between the diaspora. So look forward to seeing you then. Everybody take it easy.
Beautiful.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me.